Konnichiwa, and welcome to another episode of the Samurai Monkey 42. I had a lot of requests on making a video on how to tell apart a fake Japanese NCO sword from a real one. So in this video, I'm going to be teaching you guys what to look for when buying a Japanese NCO sword and how to tell from a fake one to a real one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you a few things to look at when you're buying the NCO sword. But I got to tell you, there are a lot of really good fakes now. Also, what's going to make everyone great on just telling both of them apart is just taking a look at a lot of real Japanese swords and a lot of the fake Japanese swords. So what I'm going to do is, at the end of the video, I'm going to show you guys a lot of fake Japanese NCO swords, and then I'm going to show you a lot of real Japanese NCO swords. So looking at the different types of real and fake swords will make you better on just choosing a Japanese NCO sword and just stopping you from buying a fake one and then just later realizing that you completely bought a fake NCO sword. So I'm going to show you guys just the first thing that gives away a fake Japanese sword is the stamping. The stamping you see here, it's always large on the fake NCO swords, and it's really about a half inch on the fake swords, and it's about a 1/4 on the real Japanese swords, and the one in the middle is always very tiny. It's about a 1/16 of size on the stamping. So the stamping is just something that just gives away the fake Japanese NCO swords. Another thing is just the paint. If you take a look at the paint, you're always going to have some missing paint here and here, but obviously there's a lot of NCO swords that are still in great shape. So that is something just to consider. Like I said, if you take a look at a lot of Japanese NCO swords, you're immediately going to know that it's a real Japanese NCO. So also is the level of craftsmanship and just the rich material that the Japanese used during World War II, just the level of craftsmanship on how things work. It's just not there when it comes to the fake ones, just because they're fake and they're trying to make some money off of them fast. You have to remember that these were weapons and these were used during wars, so they needed to be resistant. The material on it was, even though it is a machine-made sword, still a lethal, still a weapon that can last for a very long time. And as you can see, there are just still great condition Japanese NCO swords that are just out there still after all these years, and they can still be put into service. So these swords were really built to last. Another thing that I can tell you is just pretty much the Suba also has just a different color. I've noticed on the fake ones, Suba is like darker sometimes because they just try to make it look old, but on this brass Subas like this, the color is just different, and you have to just look at all these different swords. If you're not familiar with just the different type of NCO swords, the late produced NCO swords might resemble like a fake NCO sword, but they're not. Also, you just have to know just the different types of swords. Really, all you have to do if you consider buying a Japanese NCO sword for the first time is you have to just do some research. You have to look at multiple of them, because if you're just trying to buy one just by the look, and then you try to buy one that is just cheap, you probably, if you pay like $100 for a Japanese NCO sword, well, that's not going to be a real Japanese sword. I'm not saying that this can happen, but you know, most of the time, maybe 99.9 of the time, this is going to be a fake Japanese NCO swords, because these swords are worth a lot of money. They're worth more than $100, more than $200. So please consider that when buying a Japanese NCO sword. You guys can always shoot me a message on my eBay store or my YouTube channel, and I'll be happy to answer you guys just any questions about the swords. And just it's obvious that I don't know everything, but I've been collecting Japanese swords for a very, very long time now. So I know a lot. I've learned a lot about them now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you guys just different types of swords. So I'm going to show you some pictures of fake Japanese swords, and then I'm going to show you guys some original Japanese NCO swords. So check them out.